And here we are. Welcome in tonight. It is May the 16th.
Howdy.
A lot of storms. Hopefully we keep our connection here. If the lightning and stuff gets bad, sometimes the power will flicker. Oh, and he has a bit of a cold, but don't worry, you can't catch it because this is virtual. Welcome to the Garden Conversation with Todd Farber, Garden Guy, Sugar Land's #1 residential landscaper. Busy guy. Busy guy.
That's an understatement.
Welcome in. So we decided to do this a little earlier because of the summer months, and also we skipped a week, which I think has been good because I have a lot more content for you. I have 3 landscapes to show you, 3 really nice videos. We're going to do the flower contest, which is, I didn't even talk to Mike, but I'm assuming he still wants to sponsor this. It'll be sponsored, I guess, by Azomite. So the flower contest, I'm going to put up a video of a flower, and then you're going to guess what it is. I'll give you some choices. And whoever guesses first or guesses correctly first, then they're the winner. And Mike will send you a bag of Azomite. I forget exactly how many pounds he sends, but anyway.
12? 22?
I think it's a 12 pound.
12,
yeah.
12 pounds.
And last time our winner was
Kathy
Adams. Yeah, she won it and she was very excited. So Mike, thank you so much. Azomite, Texas, thank you for doing that. So that's something to look forward to tonight if you're joining us. And I always like to start out with something fun. So I've got a couple things. I've got 2 fun things. First, I want to share something that was really popular on our Facebook page last week. People really enjoyed seeing this, which I did not write at all. It's just something I picked up and then reshared. And it's called A Comprehensive Guide. Like I said to guys, he's got a little bit of a cold.
Sorry, guys.
A Comprehensive Guide to Yellow Stripy Things. Now, y'all shared this a bunch, and it is kind of tongue-in-cheek, whoever wrote it. It's kind of cute and funny. Now, if you watch the show, you always hear me whine about the fact that I'm allergic to everything.
So does that mean if you see a yellow stripy thing, you should turn?
Yeah,
and
so
run?
for content here, because people are still hopping on, I'm going to go ahead and read this. A Comprehensive Guide to Yellow Stripy Things. Carpenter bee. Acts tough, but can't actually hurt you, right? Honeybee. Oh, it does say carpenters will fly aggressively to try to scare you away. Honeybee.
So
obviously.
you shouldn't be afraid at our place out in the country where it's hovering above on the back. Yeah.
I know, but I don't like them. They scare me.
Well, that's what it says. Just meant to scare you.
Honeybee. Y'all know about honeybees. This is our pollinator. They're very friendly. It says it can only sting once. That's what it says on here. I got news for y'all. If you're allergic, not one sting.
Don't let it be you.
Don't let it be me. He is a beekeeper, and he can get stung, and it hurts him, but it doesn't affect him at all. So he always tells me he got stung, and I'm like, and?
I show her my wounds from the apiary, and she's like, well, where is it?
Yeah.
It already went
down. And if I get stung, it's a serious issue. Bumblebee. The bumblebee pollinates stuff. Very fat. They are fat. I kind of like to see them. They almost look like you could pet them. And usually if you can watch them on flowers, I don't mind them very much. This says they're actually a flying panda, which I think is cute. Hoverfly. Wears a yellow stripy uniform to scare you, but can't do anything. Hoverfly. So look at that one. That's up there. Paper wasp. We've got paper wasp, yellow jacket, cicada killer, and then dirt dauber. Paper wasp. Looks scary, will attack or provoke, stings hurt like the devil. Yeah, they're terrible. Yellow jacket. This is probably the worst one. Ooh. I mean, to me, they're all terrible. Yellow jacket wants your food, will fight you for it, never leaves you alone, will sting you just for the heck of it, is just a jerk. So,
that's the truth.
Is just a jerk is right. Cicada killer. Here's a cicada killer down in the corner. And this one is funny. It says, looks like Satan's nightmares. Exclusively eats cicadas, can sting you, but usually won't. Still pretty terrifying. And dirt dauber almost never stings anything except spiders. Builds nest in the ground, hoards spiders in the nest. Really? Mm-hmm. I never knew that. Fascinating. Okay, so that's the Comprehensive Guide to Yellow Stripy Things. What's not on here would be a hornet?
Hornet.
Those are bad, right?
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
So a hornet and the yellow jacket. And the yellow jackets are, I think, relentless. Because we've had a kid who was, they just sting. And there was someone in my family too who was messing with a stick or whatever, just a little kid and messing in some wood. And I mean, covered. I mean, they'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
They're bad. They're a bad deal. So anyway, that's your that's your update on yellow stripy things. To me, I don't like any of them. The honeybee is obviously very necessary, and the bumblebees are fun. Except I don't like it when they chase you. That freaks me out.
What about the one at the farm that has the third eye?
Looks like it does. Is that a bumblebee or a carpenter?
No, it's a variety of bumblebee.
Well, I don't like any of them, but I'm just a weird girl. I'm a strange girl. And there's Joni. There's Mike. Hey guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so I'm going to do a little icebreaker since we're 7 minutes or so in. Here is my question. Y'all type in for fun. Are you a night owl or an early bird? That's an easy one. Last time we did
either are or you aren't.
Well, it's either or.
Well, I know, but it's just one way or the other.
Let's see what someone says, what they say. Okay, y'all are the only ones on here. So, Mike and Joni, are you a night owl or an early bird? Oh, Mike is a night owl.
All right.
And Joni is an early bird. Well, we are both. One thing we have in common.
Not much.
The one thing we have in common is what?
We're early birds.
We're both early birds. But I will say that this guy is an extreme early bird. Like he'll get up at 3:45 and be like, "Good morning." And I can get up at 5 and be like,
I need my coffee.
Give me 20 minutes.
Back down, buddy.
Yeah, back down is definitely it. Anyway, that's us. Yeah, that's a good icebreaker. Okay, I have one more just for fun. I thought this was such an interesting question.
Excuse me.
There's Mike. There's Joni. Okay. Did you have any injuries on the playground when you were a kid? And this is back when you played on the playground. I was trying to remember if I could remember something specific. Oh, Mike has something else to say about the last question. I get going at 5 and go to bed around 11. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Todd's a pure early bird. Did you have any injuries on the playground as a kid?
I didn't really.
Can you remember anything?
No, my older brother was always on getting hurt and had concussions, and my mom was always rushing into somewhere, but I played it kind of
cool. Oh, here, Mike has one. Oh, stung by an asp on the playground. And I bet you swelled up and everything.
Ooh, those are bad news.
Ooh, those are nasty. And sometimes they'll fall out of the trees here, and that will make my neck swell. Like this. They're bad. They're a bad deal. I don't remember having any particular accidents on the playground. Maybe another question would be, what was your favorite piece of playground equipment? Maybe that's a better one.
I like the little hippo on the spring. No, just kidding.
Hippo on the spring?
What's that? The little ridey thing, like the horse, and they had a hippo and it just back and forth.
Oh, sure. You might have liked that.
That's not really what I like.
Well, then why'd you say
I don't know. It sounded funny.
Okay. I don't think that's funny.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Skinned and scrapes. He's a landscaper. Oh, tetherball. Yes, that's fun. See, that was my question was better than the question from the internet. Yeah, what was your favorite piece of
I like the monkey bars.
Monkey bars are fun. Tetherball is definitely fun. The swings. Yes, young girls always love the swings. And I think that I remember I did like swings, but I think more than that, strangely, I liked it. I guess it's just a merry-go-round. Like you push it.
Yeah.
And you hop on and you push it and you hop on. I like that. I thought that was fun. So, a fun question. Yeah, interesting. Swings, tetherball. And what about your biggest injury as a child, like before you were, say, 10 or 11?
It was on the soccer field. I got kicked really hard in the shin and I was down and out.
Did you have a
No, there were no MRIs at the time.
I wasn't saying MRI.
What were you gonna say?
Do you mind reading me today? That's caused a lot of problems in this house today. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't read your wife's mind. Let her do it herself.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, did you get stitches?
No, it was more of an internal deep bruise, but it's just I came home from the soccer game. I know I'd been kicked really hard and it swelled up, and that was it. I pretty much crawled around the house for a day and a half.
I had where's the scar on my head? Right here?
Yeah.
Little bitty one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how old I was, but probably under 7, reaching for something in the bathroom, and those shelves that are kind of temporary or whatever, they're on little arms, and it slipped and it cut me right here on the head. It was bleeding. It was pretty bad. I must have, because look, you can still see it.
Yeah.
Or which side is it on?
That side.
Okay. Well, anyway, now y'all know that. Oh, I got the wind knocked out of you. Well, I guess we all got that. I mean, did everybody play
what, dodgeball?
Yes, dodgeball.
See, I read your mind. I'm getting better.
Oh, please.
Oh, honey, come on. Give me some sugar.
Oh, no. Please, God. All right. So, yes, dodgeball. I don't know if this is a game that should still be played. What do you think? That's kind of mean, because I remember I wasn't very athletic, and I remember kids would peg you.
It was the only time you got to bean somebody and you couldn't get in trouble.
Well, exactly.
And if you didn't like somebody in your class, you picked them out on the dodgeball
Tell me if you think the dodgeball is a good idea. I don't know. I don't think so. Isn't landscaping related, but fun to talk about. All right, those were my icebreakers for y'all. Now, let's do some questions. And once I do these questions, then we will go ahead and do the flower and get that question answered. Hopefully someone can guess it. And then I've got some makeovers to show you. It's quite a few. All right, here are some questions that came in from Facebook. And if y'all have any questions, then please type those in while I'm talking. This one came in today from a lady. She's 70. Her name is Mackie Keith. She says, I like landscaping and flowers and all that, but my love is vegetable gardening. I have 2 tomato plants. 2. In 10-inch pots. 1 early girl bush and 1 cherry tomato. She lives in San Antonio. She wants to know if it's too late to take them out of their pots and put them into the ground.
Yeah, more than likely. And not knowing the soil conditions in and around your yard, you're probably going to be fighting it more than you're going to be helping it. So I would continue.
Just leave them in
Just leave them in the pots and let them do their thing. And whatever size they get and whatever they produce. But I think you have a better chance of doing harm to them putting them in a non-prepared garden area.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So, Mackie, that's your answer, and I'll make sure I post that on Facebook for you too. Donna French asked us yesterday, will cutting back boxwoods kill them? I thought that was a good question, because they're I don't know anything about them, but they're very formal looking, and it seems like if you cut them, I don't know.
So the rule of thumb on shrubs is if you're going to do a heavy cut back, and I don't know the size of yours, but
does this apply to boxwoods too? They're not in their special category? Okay. I think that's what maybe people don't understand.
No, this is a general rule that you can cut a shrub back by 1/3 and it won't.
At any time of year?
Well, you don't want to do it right before wintertime, where we know we might have some freezing temperatures, and you open up the cambium layer to freezing. I did that at our house this last year, and I paid for it. So
should she cut them back now?
She can cut them back now. Yeah, they're actively growing, but it was, like I said, I don't know the size of them, but I don't want to take them back any further than 1/3.
Okay, Donna. So you can do it. It won't kill them, and you can cut them back.
And then the second step to that is take them back 1/3, let them flush back out, and if you need to go lower with them, take them down another 1/3. But you don't want to do half.
I do a little bit at a time.
Yeah, and let them flush. And then,
like if you're thinking about cutting off all your hair, maybe you should just cut off half your hair and see if you like it. That's just a comment.
That was a common question that people used to ask Randy Lemon too a lot. How far back can I cut my shrubs, or when's the best time to cut my shrubs? And
is it better to cut them in the spring, like earlier? Is this late?
No, this is a perfect time to trim your shrubs, and even into the summer. Like I said, as long as you're not taking off more than 1/3, you're not really going to hurt a healthy shrub.
Okay. All right, Donna, that is your answer from Garden Guy. All right, third question is from Jennifer Salinas. When cutting plumeria to propagate, I answered this one for her, but I thought I'd share it with y'all. When cutting plumeria to propagate, can I cut the stalk in half, let callus, and then stick the halves in soil? I haven't cut one this large in half before. That's her stem.
Yes, that would be the proper procedure. And you want to take it down to wherever you have the next node, which is where a leaf would commonly come out. And that's where it's going to callus. And then once it calluses, then you can stick it in the soil. And more than likely, people usually put them in pots and let them root and bloom. And then they can take them into the garage and overwinter them, because they will not do well plant it here over winter.
Oh, Donna was on here. I didn't know you were on here, Donna. Hi. Oh, Donna said her boxwood is about 6 inches around, I guess. I'm not sure what she's saying. Oh, she probably means a third would be about 6 inches down. Okay, gotcha. I'm glad you're on here to hear your answer. That's good. Shyla J. Peck, who's very sweet. She's always on our page. Hi, Donna. She asked the other day, do plumerias grow in Texas? Do they?
Yes.
Okay. What do they look like? I don't have a picture of that.
Very tropical, Hawaiian looking, and very fragrant as well.
Gotcha, Donna. Yes, do it.
And there's different varieties too, and they're very highly sought after, different varieties. And we've had a lot of clients over the years that have collected plumeria, and when they're blooming, you feel like you're in a tropical paradise. I mean, it's not the prettiest of plants, but the aroma of the flowers.
And you said they do freeze.
If they're left outside, yeah. So.
And then she asked another question that Shyla had, are birds of paradise roots aggressive?
No, they are not. They grow just like a regular shrub, but once again, you have another plant that's not freeze tolerant. And if you buy it from the nursery and it's blooming and it's doing well, they need heavy feeding, and then they may go into a period of where they don't bloom at all for a couple of years. It's weird.
Interesting.
And then if they freeze, a lot of clients that I ran across this year, and after the last freeze, they started coming back. But once again, we've covered it before. How long do you want to wait on a particular shrub to grow back? And then if it grows back, what's the bloom cycle? You know, if it takes 6 months for the shrub or plant to get back to a decent size, it may be another 3 or 4 months before it puts up a bloom. So you've almost got a whole year in waiting for something to grow back. And so that's a decision as a homeowner you'd have to make. Is that valuable real estate in your landscape worth having that one plant?
So it would be better to buy another one?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what you usually say.
And like I tell my clients, you're not replacing 50 of them. So if you have to go replace whatever shrub it is and it costs you $30, $35 at whatever garden center, and you really like that plant, then you should make the investment.
Well, plus you're like you said, you're waiting, and that whole time you didn't get to see it. So
correct.
The last question that I had was from Jane. We just call her Jane because we've known her so long. That's Jane Spellman. And she asked me, sorry, we both had this cold. What should we cover our plants with during severe weather? And then she's always very positive. She's like, and our yard looks beautiful, Todd. Thank you, garden guy. That's Jane. She's positive, and we love that. Who doesn't like that?
Do you want to answer this one, garden gal?
No, first I'm going to say, when she said that, we've been having all these thunderstorms, and I thought she was talking about, like, what do we do when we have, like, thunderstorms? I didn't know she was talking about freezing. So I said, there's nothing you can do, Jane, if it's thunderstorming. And then she's like, no, when it's cold. So, okay, so this is what you do. You get freeze cloth.
Amazon.
Yeah, I gave her a couple links to some good freeze cloth on Amazon. And I think, and this is how I roll, Christmas is always December 25th. It's not a surprise. You put a little money away for that. Valentine's Day is February 14th. You buy the cards when they're on sale. You put them away. Whatever. It's always the same date every year, right? And you know we're probably going to have a freeze later this year or early next year. So it isn't going to hurt you to go ahead and hop on Amazon or wherever and get your freeze cloth, the amount that you need. You may want to cover everything. It depends on what kind of person you are. And the little stakes that hold it in. Yeah. Put that in the garage and have that waiting. And then you don't have to rush. Here's another thing. Hurricanes are going to come.
Right.
Here's what you might want to do. Today, while all the crazy people are not out there, maybe you just want to get some extra water, maybe a few batteries.
Hey.
You don't have to wait until the day before and end up on the news. Anyway, Jane wanted to know what to do. Freeze cloth is what we say. And there are companies that will do it too. But honestly, the freeze cloth that they sell on Amazon with the little stakes, you can do it yourself pretty darn professionally. But I think you need to prep for it like you would almost prep for hurricane season.
Well, if you go out and try to find it right before the freeze like everybody does. Home Depot and Lowe's are sold out within 30 minutes, and you can run to 3 of them and still not find. And if you're like, oh, I've got one roll, and you're like, oh, but it's only going to cover half my front flower bed. So buy as much as you need off of Amazon now. Put it, like Sabrina said, put it in your garage, store it, and then you have it if you need it. And if you don't, then it's not going to go bad just sitting there. But you've got the security. It's
true. I think it's better, especially for our clients who have invested a lot of money into their landscape, or people just love their landscaping, want it to stay nice. You should be prepared. It's your insurance policy for your plants and your landscaping that you have that ready to go. And the weather's been wacko.
Yeah.
I mean, get some. Now, if there's hail or something like that, you just pray. There's nothing else that can be done, right? So those were the questions. Good ones, right? Good questions from Facebook. Our friends on the Facebook. All right. So let's see. I'm trying to decide. I think that I will. I'm going to go over here, guys. Y'all, thanks for joining us tonight. This is Todd Farber, Aggie horticulturist, the garden guy. And I'm going to, before I do the flower contest, I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Hope we get a few more people. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I've got 3 landscapes to show you. And this is the first one. I call this Rosewita. How did she say her name? Rosewita?
Rosewita.
Rosewita. That's her first name.
It's a family name.
Anyway, I just called it that because that was her name. And this is her landscape. And this one was last week. And here it goes. And we're back. That was in Commonwealth, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
I don't know if y'all have any comments about that one. You can ask any questions about that if you want, or make a comment, or just sit here and listen to us blab. So anything about that one that you want to comment on? Or
well, the gray stones that you saw in the front yard along the entryway and the stones that you saw bordering the crepe myrtles were there from the previous homeowner. Not very well stacked, just kind of there. And so when I went and met with the client, it occurred to me that we could reuse those in a better form and fashion. And so instead of investing heavily into new stone, they were on board with the idea of using what they had, and the color was okay. So we ran a little short in the backyard. So I went up to Alamo Stone and I took one of the older stones with me, and they were able to match it pretty close, even though these other stones were tall.
That was just showing you that one more time. So that is Rosewita, and beautiful people, kind people. They were very happy. And I mean, it looks amazing. I love these makeovers. I don't go to every single one of them, but I get the pictures and I'm always like, wow, that's amazing. And every time he does one, that's what I think. Oh, we have kids coming up the walk and they're noisy. Anyway, I love a good makeover. I like to, most women like to watch the home and garden thing where they redo houses, or, I mean, most people like to see, I like to see makeovers of people. I love to see like weight loss makeovers or makeup makeover. I don't know. I like it. I like improvements. So, all right. Well, it's 25 minutes in, and I'm going to go ahead and run the little contest that Azamide, Texas is sponsoring. And I made this one a little bit hard, and I'm going to give you some choices. Let me see if I can get my tech right on this. Here are your choices going in. And I think I can leave that going while I show you the video, but I'm not sure. So I don't know if you need a pen and paper or whatever, but your choices are going to be blue stem. Second choice is Quaker Ladies.
Excuse me.
Sorry, he has a little cold, but you can't catch it virtually. And the last choice would be Forget-Me-Nots. And let me go to the video so you can look at it. And then you type in, and whoever gets it correct first is going to be the winner. And Mike Fodge from Azamide, Texas will send your prize.
And if you win, Mike, you can send yourself a bag.
Right? Okay, Mike, you can't guess. All right, here we go. Here goes the flower. Okay, I think that was long enough. Let me hop over and see what y'all think. Mike's smiling. Donna says forget-me-nots. Joni says blue stem. I'm waiting to see if anybody else comments. All right, I'm going to tell Donna and Joni, I want y'all to try one more time since they don't see anybody else guessing. Those are not the correct answers. So whoever types it in first, I'm going to say is the winner. So if it's not blue stem and it's not forget-me-not, like I said, I made this one hard, but I thought it was fun to learn about what I thought was a new flower. Let's see who types it in. It's going to be either Donna or Joni. Joni got it. Yes, you're trying to say Quaker. So Joni Dannenbaum is the winner from Azamite, Mike. So I will get you Joni's information, Mike, and you can send her bag of her minerals and fertilizer.
Good job, Joni.
Good job, Joni. Yeah, I made this one hard. I thought there's so many flowers that y'all would already know, and I thought if I made it too easy, one, we wouldn't learn anything new, and two, it would be too easy. So Joni is our winner. She said, woohoo! Donna said, congrats. Okay, come again next week, Donna. I'll do a different one every week, right? It's fun. All right, so now I thought this would be fun. Yes, Joni, of course. I thought it would be fun to learn about a new flower, and I saw this flower last week, and I thought it was really pretty. And it says it is one of the wildflowers to know. So it is a wildflower. And I thought that was neat that it has the name, I didn't know this, but Houstonia cerulea, which I think cerulea is like blue, which is like the word cerulean, like blue. So Houstonia cerulea, commonly known as, so here are its other names: azure bluette or bluettes, Quaker ladies or bluettes. It's a perennial species in the family of
Rubiaceae.
It's native to eastern Canada, to the eastern United States, Maine to Wisconsin, to Florida, and parts of Louisiana. So I don't know if it's even in Texas, but it is in Louisiana and Oklahoma. It's found on cliffs, alpine forest, meadows, shores, and rivers and lakes. And I thought it was really, really pretty. So Houstonia cerulea is a perennial herb that produces showy flowers approximately 1 centimeter across. These flowers are four-parted with pale blue petals and a yellow center. Y'all saw that, so I'll show the right here. It's just a little wildflower, but it's pretty. It has one flower per stalk. The leaves are simple and opposite in arrangement with 2 leaves per node along the stem. It thrives in acidic soils and shady areas, growing well along the grasses. So it says, what does the flower Quaker ladies mean? Bluettes are called, so it's B-L-U-E-T-S. Bluettes are called Quaker ladies because the shape of the flower is similar to the hats once worn by the women of the Quaker faith. I thought that was fascinating. Bees and other insects visit this flower for nectar, and the flower symbolism of bluettes is contentment. So I found that interesting. I hope you learned something new tonight. And
I did. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And okay, so this is just because you're here and you can just talk about anything we want. And I have proven documentation of my history being Quaker. The Quakers kept really good records. Maybe probably not as good as the Mormons. But the Quakers kept really good records. And I know this from Ancestry.com. Minimum research was easy because my Quaker heritage goes all the way back to the Mayflower. Literally, I have a Mayflower. I come from the Mayflower ancestry. So the reason I could prove it so quickly and easily with like almost no help is the Quakers kept meticulous handwritten logs of all their meetings, and they actually have microfiche of all, and they have copies of all of it, which I don't know if y'all find ancestral research fascinating, but yes, interesting. I find it fascinating. And of course, I liked it because it was so easy to do. I mean, if you have tons of time on your hands and that's your full-time job, then you can, take years and years to research. But mine was very easy. And then I found another lady who had researched it, was like very distantly related in my family, and she said, "Oh, absolutely. If you're related to this lady, then you were a Mayflower."
That's pretty neat the way she went down the chronological.
So I can get, and I haven't even gotten it yet, but I can get the certificate that says I'm a Mayflower.
She's a Mayflower descendant.
Yeah, through the Quakers. So back to the reason I went off on that tangent is the Quaker ladies' flower, which now you learn something new. So it's probably more commonly called the bluette.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Quaker lady, but it's a little blue wildflower, and hopefully you'll see it someday, and you'll remember that garden guy and garden gal told you about it. And Joni is the big winner, so Mike, get with me on that. And Joni, you have our number. I'll text you, Joni, on the garden guy phone right here, and I'll get your address and all that stuff so Mike can ship that out to you. So thank you, Mike Fodge with Asthma.
Thanks again, Mike,
sponsoring our little flower guessing contest. Very fun.
You know where my ancestry's from? We're way back deep in Russia and Poland.
I know,
so we don't even make ancestry.
You don't make ancestry.
We tried to look us up and we were just non-existent.
Right. No records. It's hard to do if you don't have the records. You have to do verbal or oral history, I guess would be. Now, what was I going to do next? Oh, I need to get this scrolling thing off the thing. Okay.
I'm going to do another makeover?
Yeah, I'm going to do another makeover. Hold on. I'm getting too many comments on here. Okay, thank you for being patient. I'm going now over to show y'all. I have 2 more makeovers to show you if y'all want to hang out and see them. So I have, this one is so pretty. This lady, you talk about a nice, kind lady. She loved her landscape, and she truly did. I think she came out to y'all and brought you snacks or offered you drinks, and it's just so nice for the crew. It's such a wonderful thing. And she was gone for a little while, and then she came home and she's just stunned. And then she actually hand wrote us a thank you note, which people don't.
Who does that anymore?
Nobody really does that anymore, but she did. And she also gave us a nice recommendation on Nextdoor. Anyway, the positivity is always welcome. And of course, we love to make people happy. I mean, that's what we're doing this, right? Anyway, here it is. This is Laura Kauser. And where is this? Sugarland?
Over by the sugar mill.
Over by the sugar mill. Here it comes. Enjoy. And there we were at the end, as if you don't know who we are. Anyway, that's Laura Cow. I just love that one. That one is so dramatic, but yet it's such a common house. It's a simple, everyday house. Anyway.
So once again, the Freeze got to this one twice. They weren't quite sure where to go with it from here. They had a half-dead living, however you want to say it, sago palm. Her front beds were a little small to accommodate any new plantings of any size. So we extended the bed out, reset the stones, and then just did a nice.
It is great curb appeal, Mike. I agree.
Anyway, we were able to use the depth of the landscape. She had some pottery that we were able to use, then
she loved that part.
And then they have some rocks and stuff they've gathered from around the United States that. What's the word? They mean a lot. What's the
sentimental?
Sentimental.
That was her. Oh yeah, I should have gotten her. Keep talking.
Oh, anyway, they were sentimental to her, and so we were able to place the sentimental rocks that her and her family and children had gathered, I guess, family vacations, and incorporate them into her landscape where it didn't look like, oh, you just got back from vacation. Let's put another rock in the garden. I'm sure y'all have all seen that. So. It was tastefully done, and she appreciated the effort and the foresight, and we were able to use some of her old pots as well as a decor.
Yeah, I don't have her. Do you have her thank you note over there?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, hold on, guys. She that was her favorite part, that Todd was able to take her sentimental pieces. Oh yeah, well here it is right here, guys. An actual paper thank you note. Todd and Sabrina, thank you so much for the beautiful front landscape. We greatly appreciated how our sentimental rocks were incorporated in the landscape, and reusing the clay pots was a nice surprise. It was a pleasure meeting your workers, especially your kids. Goodness, they look like their parents, LOL. When we're ready to do more on our property, we know who to call. Thank you, Michael, Laura, Brody, our dogs, Sheba and Bear Cowser. So this is this is a great lady, right? And it's neat when Todd can do that. And he isn't. He likes to reuse what people have, if it's reusable, whether it's a plant or whether it's some sort of sentimental piece, because it's your house. I had this snappy lady who got on one of our makeovers the other day, and she's never gotten back on because I told Todd these people are like hit and run artists on Facebook. You know, they just type something crappy and they keep on going. And she typed, "Lose the Sago." That's all she typed. And it was on a makeover that you did earlier this year for the lady of the Gulf Coast Cocker Spaniel rescue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is dramatic. That was a mess. Anyway, an amazing makeover. And obviously that lady loved her Sago palm. Well, I don't care for them, but that wasn't my house.
Right.
So the lady on the hit and run artist on Facebook, that's what I call them. She typed, "Lose the Sago." So the other day I looked at that comment again and I was like, I'm going to answer, but I wasn't upset or anything. And I said, "Thank you for your insightful comment." I said, "However, we do what the client wants, and she wanted to keep her Sago." And that's the thing. If you hire someone to design the inside of your house and you say, "I know the staircase is old and it's avocado green, but it was my grandfather's and I love it," then you know what they should say? "Then I'll work around it."
Absolutely.
I don't want to work. I don't want someone to come in. Yes, if I ask for your opinion and I need you to fix, but if you're dead set on something, you should get to keep it, I think. Or if a good designer can be flexible and work around it.
Yeah, I agree. So with the guys and myself at our houses that we work on weekly, we try to go over and above beyond the call of duty, I guess you could say, and just to add those little touches that may not have been discussed in the original consultation. Well, this time the client went over and above. And
yeah, she's
I'm
nice.
Words of encouragement anyway for my love language, and this hit home for me because it truly did touch her and her family for what we did for her.
That's good. All right, I got one more, guys. Y'all are hanging on there. 39 minutes. Last one is from yesterday, and this one is so dramatic. It's a patio. I call it a townhome. It's not right.
It's a patio.
Patio homes. The homes are tighter. Yeah. They're in Quail Valley. And I just love what you did with this one. So y'all look at this last one and tell me what you think. We're back. Okay.
We're back.
So there are a lot of things on that one that you can talk to them about. Well, I was over there.
She brought us drinks.
Yeah, I did.
It was hot yesterday.
I brought him a body light armor with no sugar. And then for his guys, I got them sugary drinks.
Hey, look at this, guys.
Oh, you? Okay.
I lost 12 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
He has lost 12 pounds. I'm so proud of him, guys. You should be proud of him. 12 pounds. He's got about, do you want to tell him how much more you have to go? Or
8 to 10.
Or 12.
Or 12.
Ask the wife.
Ask the wife, but hey, it's coming off.
I'm proud of you. You're having good self-control.
Anyway, so on that particular landscape, as you saw to the left, there was some old grass in between the two.
Kenna wants to know the ground cover.
Yeah, it's Liriope.
Liriope, Kenna.
And that's our go-to ground cover. You can plant it in the shade. You can plant it in the semi-shade. You can plant it in the full sun. Once it's established, you can't kill it. It won't freeze. And it does produce a nice stalk with a blue flower in the summertime. So you get kind of a double bonus with that one. But anyway, there was old grass there. The Bermuda had worked its way in. And I can't remember how many times the client and our neighbor said that they went in together with the yard guy and tried to resod in between the two driveways, and they had chinch bugs and this, that, and other. And I said,
"Oh, for that area looks so much better with the."
had some scattered everywhere.
Say that again, because it removes the audio. Sorry, guys, I haven't figured out how to do both. So I just love that area because he was saying they've tried to grow grass there, both the neighbors, whatever. And the solution is the Liriope, right? And it looks so much better, I think.
So they'll never have to do anything between the two again. And it's one of those things that the dividing line is between the driveways. So technically, she couldn't do her neighbor's side unless she got permission, but they've been fighting the same battle for years. And so she asked her neighbor, and she's like, fine. She paid for it anyway, but she goes, if it looks nice, then we don't have to look at that. Then I'm good with it.
Oh, it looks so nice.
And then the rest of the landscape, she had scattered. It's a scattered kind of night. Scattered thunderstorms. She had some scattered evergreens, and she really hadn't done anything to her landscape in a while. We actually met with her a year and a half ago, and her husband got sick, and unfortunately he passed away. But she kept our name, and she really wanted to dress up her landscape and keep up with the neighbors, so to speak. So she recontacted us again this spring. And went ahead and we redesigned it, and this was the result.
I love it. I love that.
Lots of perennials, lots of color, low maintenance stuff, freeze tolerant, and anyway,
that one is a winner. And the I don't know if this is a good way to do this, but I was going to try to do the picture. Go ahead, keep talking.
Anyway, it was one of those ones that we had some structure to work with, and then
and you can get on Facebook to see this.
Put in our own touches.
All those different perennials.
Anyway, so another couple months, once they really take off and start doing their thing, I'm going to stop back by and take some more pictures and hopefully share with you guys.
It's really nice. And then didn't you say her parents are moving in there?
Oh, yeah. She actually is moving to Dallas this week, but wanted to get it done anyway. And she was like, with all the thunderstorms, and it's like we were falling behind. And she's like, when can you do it? I said, I've got you on Monday. She's like, I have to catch a flight. I said, we'll be done by 1. And she goes, okay, I'll make my flight at 5. So her job is taking her to Dallas for a few years, but her parents live here locally, and they're going to move into the house and babysit the house for her and caretake.
And they won't have to really do much to that landscape.
Very low maintenance, yeah. Just make sure the irrigation is, on and working properly. And once again, a client, just like the thank you note, she has some more work in her backyard she'd like to tackle in the upcoming months or when she comes back. So she's going to give us a call, see what we can do back there as well.
So that's those things. And I was thinking, we don't have that many people that watch right when we're live, but we do afterwards. But we could add another segment too, but I don't know if anybody would be interested. I was thinking about I haven't even talked to you about this. So nothing like springing it on you. So we know a lot about training children. We know a lot about being debt-free.
Yes.
But I'm not about the child part. I didn't know if anybody would be interested in listening to us talk about, debt-freeness or financial freedom or kicking your car payment to the curb or, whatever. We know a lot, and we taught some classes. And anyway, we can be a resource for that for people for free. I mean, if they need advice or counseling, or if you'd like to get out of the hole that you've dug for yourself, or if you're a contractor and you're watching this because you wonder about Garden Guy, or if you want to know how to, you're a homeowner and you're watching us. Okay, we could give advice on that too, and what to do as far as getting rid of credit cards and paying off your house and how that's done to live within your means. But in a realistic way, we're just regular people, and I haven't worked in years. I work here.
Hard, but
I work here,
but not out in the real world.
I took my the last thing I'd say that I added, if y'all just want to listen to us chatter, the last thing I could say that I financially cash added to our family was, and Dave Ramsey would have been against this, and so was our tax advisor, but sometimes you make your own decisions. But I took out a 401k that I had because it wasn't very much.
It stopped growing, and ups and downs with the market and the fluctuation of its.
Yeah, it wasn't all that to say. It was a decision we made personally, and I'm glad to this day that we did it. And I took that money out, however much it was at the time. How much was it?
It was $25,000.
Yeah, I was very proud of that. I did that from the background that I came from and how hard I fought to become who I am, because I came from a mess. First person to ever graduate anything. So anyway, that was a big deal to me, and I contributed to paying off our house. So that was a big chunk. And then of course, Todd's the major breadwinner, but I believe the woman who keeps the house and keeps the children and tries to keep the husband happy. I roll.
with an eye roll.
I believe that all mothers and all women who do a good job, not just if you're a mother, that doesn't mean that you did a good job, but if you are a mother and a woman and a wife who has tried to do the work of a home, then you support the man, and your job is the most important job, and it makes all the other jobs possible. And I know that's true.
Excuse me.
I also, when I came home, doubled his income.
Within a year.
I
said, what are you going to do? She goes, well, I'm going to work for you. No lie. We were at our other house over in Meyerland area, and we had a boulder in the front yard, and I got home like I normally did, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And
I had been working and making a pretty good wage.
And she's sitting on the rock in the front yard, and I said,
why are you home?
Why are you? She's like, I quit my job. I said, but a lot of buts. She goes, don't worry, we'll figure it out. I'm going to go to work for you. Well, lo and behold, she did. She took her marketing skills. She went right to work, and she doubled our little company's income within a year.
Yeah,
and then tripled it within a couple 2 years.
So his the company was, and we can just talk about this if y'all want to stay. You can listen. If you want to go, I get it. So the company was named Farber's Horticultural Services.
That's a lot.
So the first thing I did was kick that to the curb.
But that was my name, and I wanted, but it didn't really matter. So, yes, go ahead.
Yes. Like I said, got rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure Garden Guy is clearer, makes more sense to people. So that was just one of the first things. And then, oh my goodness.
I got rebranded, folks. You know, like a steer gets branded with that hot iron.
Right.
Well, mine was the hot iron. I got branded.
You got rebranded.
But it's been a good thing. And, you know, the Farber's Horticultural thing was an idea of mine when I graduated A&M, and you know, there were a lot of people that left the school and they went into and they named their companies Greenscapes or Thiscapes or this, and I just wanted a little bit more personal. But when she came along and said, I think we should do this, I was all in.
It took a long time to get to the concept Garden Guy and to find it. Gotta go. Bye, Mike. Okay, I'll get you Joni's information. Yeah, good rebranding. And this was really before there were even websites.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's just a little peek into us and how we started and how we changed things up and how I came home and started helping him. So
I haven't looked back since, and I'm glad she quit that day. And we figured the rest out. You know, it's just a lot of faith and a lot of prayer.
A lot of hard work
on
your part. A lot of hard work on your part.
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Well, that ends our program for tonight. It's 49 minutes, and we will be here. I was trying to look at my phone because we're doing it every other week, but I always announce it to y'all what date it's going to be. So that will be the 30th. Will be the next time that we see y'all. So
that's the day after Memorial Day. So join us.
Yeah, be here, and I'll have some makeovers and some questions, and we're always here for you on Facebook and Instagram. You can ask us any landscaping, gardening, debt-free type questions, what to cook for dinner. I can help you with that too. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Todd Farber, Aggie horticulturist, Sugar Land's #1 landscaper. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks. Good night.